Hey guys, welcome back to Playing in Space with Planethead. Just jumping in here real quick. Let's go ahead and get up and running. Uh, as I've been trying to do recently, after coming back, is just try to get into playing as quickly as possible. Let's see what we got here. Logging in. So I did boot it up a little bit earlier today, just briefly. Started messing around a little bit. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? There's just stuff I wanted to go over real quick. There they are. So, well, let's get in here. You know what? I really need to change that profile picture. He just looks like such an asshole. Sorry, stuck up guy. Maybe we'll do that right away. I don't know. So in today's video, some quick notes that I wrote down that I would like to get to. Sometimes I get off on my own little roll. Wanted to bring up going for a mega. I have some thoughts there. I did over the weekend, actually, I think yesterday, day before, I did do the 7-day for 10 plex a mega deal. So my character is a mega right now. He is going to revert back to alpha until probably middle of July, most likely, unless something pops up in my head. Only for the fact that I'm going to be going away to the World Series of Poker early July, and I won't have a whole lot of time to make videos or at least videos about Eve or play while I'm there. I might be able to. It'd be a nice little distraction while I'm there. But I'm not sure how much I'll be able to play, so why not go alpha? Which kind of goes into what I want to talk about going to mega. Before I get to that, I wanted to go over two separate small things. Number one, I always like to do a shout out to any other YouTube videos or any other YouTubers out there, whether they're Eve involved or just good videos or, me, I love my montages due to music that people have made up, so I like to do those a lot. Today, I'm actually going to focus on Eve. I found a really good YouTuber out there, or at least from the little bit that I saw, and I'll talk about that here in a second. And then secondly, I'm going to go into a little bit of my organization for the channel going forward, because it'll dive directly into what I talk about with the YouTube videos that I'm going to show you, but then also how I'm going to try to, or I am going to be doing these videos about. So number one, oh, please tell me I didn't close that. I did. Ha! Okay. Hold on. I got another screen here. There we go. I might as well pull it up here and make it interesting for you guys. So the one channel that I found, I'm glad I wrote it down in my notes here, was Laroo Gaming. Laroo Gaming. There we go. So I had never seen his videos before. I'm not sure when he actually started. But it looks like he does a lot. He's got a really good voice. And I was just, now that I'm playing even putting my videos out again, it has started setting up videos to me about Eve. And I saw this first one that I just started to watch from Loru Gaming.
Guide on how to take your alt and get the most out of it.
That. And I started watching it. Really, he's got a good voice. This is where I don't know if he's really good or not. He does seem like he has a lot of views and stuff like that. Obviously, he's got to be somewhat good. And I started watching it because the tagline kind of caught me off guard. It was like, now on easy mode with these 8 tips. And I started watching it. If you notice down here, I only got about 4 minutes into it, and then it dawned on me that's not what the channel that I'm doing is about. I'm sure he does a great job. I've always said in the past, let's go ahead and pull his channel up. So if you want to check it out there.
So you just downloaded Eve Online.
So there's a lot of channels out that you can do, especially if you're new to the game. And a lot of them are better than mine, especially at breaking down and organizing things. What I'm going to, and it really made me dawn on, my whole idea is to come back and play casually, to not dig deep into it until I win the lottery and I have time. Or, somehow I win the World Series of Poker main event. That won't happen. But if you want a really good channel, this is one that I came across really briefly. It looks like he's got a lot of good content here. So if you want to check that out, please do. I just wanted to go tell you guys about that because I'm actually going to steer away from that type of content. More so the just a seat of the pants kind of, let's see what happens. How can I screw up over and over again? If you watch the last couple videos, made some really dumb little mistakes as far as just getting a 7-day trial. It was really simple, and I was clicking on the wrong things, but you guys got to see it. So that said, the second part I wanted to do, and this is really, really brief. So I found in my links up top the folder for FiSWP, Flying in Space with Planethead, and when I went to pull it down here, when I used to play a lot, I had made a bunch of links here and saved a bunch of stuff, and I was about to go through them. Then I thought, no, that again takes away from what I'm wanting to do. So I made up a second folder. It's empty right now, where I'm only going to put links in there that I'm using since I came back, and then slowly try to organize things. And once I start really getting up and rolling, I just delete this first one. It's kind of like what I used to tell people whenever they're trying to organize things or they're not sure what to do with stuff. Put a bunch of stuff in a box, label it, put it away, and put a date on there. And then if it goes 6 months or a year where you haven't opened up that box again, so you're not, because I have a terrible problem of just holding on to things too long. Once the date gets to a 6 months or a year, open it back up. If there's anything in there that's useful to you, then pull it out and use it. If there isn't, donate it. Unless it has some sort of personal remembrance value for you, then I would put that in a different box that never goes anywhere. But I'm currently going through my basement right now, doing that exact same thing on almost a daily basis, trying to clear some stuff out. And I'm going to do that with this. I'm going to slowly add on to this 2.0 folder of things that I use, and you guys will see me use these links, hopefully. Obviously, the top one here is very useful for the old one. We're going to drag that over here. We're going to put it in here. We're going to put it right there. Dotland. If you're not using Dotland while you're playing Eve, you're missing out. Yes, I love the in-game map a lot better, but that's going to be my first link that I can go in there, and then I'll start organizing folders, and then I'll make my life easier, and then hopefully 6 months from now, I'll just delete that first one. I'll go through the links real quick. But that way I'm not trying to pull and remember different things. I'm just doing things from the seat of my pants. That said, let's get into play. Okay, so today is going to be a little bit weird. Well, not weird. So I wanted to talk about going to Omega, and then we're going to do some planetary interaction. Nothing special. You guys will get to see me screw up a little bit. The mistake I made was letting this Omega offer run so long that I had to actually purchase it before I planned out things. And that's what I would say to you. If you're planning on going Omega, I wrote a few things down here that I thought I messed up on that I had to catch up on real quick. And then things to think about in the future if I were to go to a full paying account, which I will be at some point. But first, I made 4 bullet points here. Let's see if I made them yesterday. Be what I was screwing up. So let's see if I can remember them. So I know the first one was the skills. Buying the 7-day plan. I realized if you watched a couple videos ago, I had pulled up my alt because he didn't have the 5 million skill points. Well, while I'm a mega right now, I could skill my main character. But if I'm only going to be playing as an alpha character, as this account for about a month or two, if I skill up any Omega skills right now on them, they won't be useful for every month or two. And I'm sure there's some alpha skills out there that I haven't done. I mean, you can get up to 20 million skill points for it, and I only had like 7 million skill points, and maybe a little bit over 5. I can't remember. Let's find out. Oh, I've got 10. So I still got about, and that's a mega skill points as well. So I could probably have about 5 million alpha skill, but I hadn't planned that out. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? There they are. So that's my first part, is come up with a skill plan, things that you want to get. For me, I want these skills that I'm going to be skilling into to be useful to me over the next couple months, even if I'm an alpha account. Okay. Number 2 would be to come up with a plan. Um, Now, the first part is the skills, okay, obviously. But number 2, what are you going to be doing while you're in Omega? I don't want to touch on this too much because there's way too many options. This just bugs the heck out of me. Um, there we go. Got to get the hat with the Eve thingy on, right? The Eve logo. Um, so, uh, come up with a plan. What do you want to, if you're going to go Omega, why pay for something if you don't already have a plan? Simplest thing to do, so simple, is just to go into the opportunities, the career air program, and start from scratch. Okay. This is just my general feel. Now, I didn't do this before I went for the 7 days. I know I'm going to be mining and doing some planetary action, just messing around a bit. But if you're going to pay for a full month or longer, then my suggestion would be have a plan before you do it. And then if you start to get bored with something, let it go down to alpha until you figure out what you want to do next. And so first thing I would do is just pull up Enforcer, Explorer, Industrialist, Soldier of Fortune. Okay. And then as a Enforcer, okay, in here, do I want to do security? This is just getting your brain moving as to what you want to do before you actually pay for the account. You're just sitting there mining away doing nothing, like I'm going to do over the next little while. Do I want to do combat sites? Do I want to do all the epic arcs? Okay, come up with a plan of something you want to do before you pay for this, so that you can get rolling on that end. So that would be my second thing that I didn't do, but luckily I only did the 7 days, so I'm just going to be messing around the Planetarian Action, messing around there. Third time, this is really simple. Are you doing it long term or short term? Is this a long-term plan? I mean, the epic arc missions would take quite a while to grind and do. Or are you wanting to build your own corporation and then become part of an alliance? That would be long-term. Or you just short-term. You only have 30 minutes a day, or you've got a month off of work and you want to play for a little while. What do you want to do for that short period of time? And then last but not least, before you pay for anything, go to the Weave website. There's a lot of uh, stuff that you get for free just by buying an account, and get those extra things first. Some of them you only get once, but it's good. Why get an industrialist uh, uh, account that gives you all these bonuses? What is this enforcer? Oh, okay. Um, and gives you all these bonuses, but then you've already skilled into all your industrialist stuff down there. You bought the account, you've got this, and now they're giving you a ship that you don't even need. Check those out first before you do stuff. Get your bonuses upon purchase, because it's just digital stuff that's out there, but it's better than just paying for a monthly subscription. So check that out first. So I made my mistake not planning out the 7 days. I got my 7 days, and it made this video worthwhile. So that's good enough for me. Okay. And it's actually helping me for whenever I do go full term, because then I will come up with a plan, and I'll probably share that with you guys. All right, let's see here. What was I doing? That's what I was doing. So today, really simply, I got about 15. Well, I said I wasn't going to limit myself in time. We're going to mess around a little bit with planetary interaction. Now, my thought was, okay, if, and this is me just coming back, if you're planning on going back to alpha, like I showed in, I think, yesterday's video, the limitations of that, Obviously, you can restart your extractors, but you can't do much more than that. Shouldn't you, and you know you're going to go back to alpha, or you might be omega alpha, like off and on. Why not set up your planets so that they're easily rerunnable? So even though you're an alpha, they're still generating something there that you can just boot up once a week. Take 5 minutes, get your planets going again, and then when you go omega, you can pick up all that stuff and sell it or rework it, stuff like that. So what I thought today was I'd pull up my planets. I know there's some errors in them. I'm going to mess around a little bit today, and then probably tomorrow do an update as to what I found out more. So let's just take up my first planet here. We go in here, and I know there's faster ways of doing this, but I don't have it set up. So industry, planetary industry. There we go. So you saw me, I think I pulled this up the other day. I've got a planet in Amon. Got this set up here. Cool. Okay, now this planet, if I remember correctly, was set up to build two separate level 2. I'm going to use some poor wordage because I have not. It's off again. There we go. Okay. OCD. I think I set this planet up so that I could build, let's see here. I could build mechanical parts and condensates. And what it would do, I'm trying to remember back in the day, that as an omega, it would, now my skills are very, not the highest, as you can tell, but I would extract the basic materials for one item and then reset these extractors so that they would get the basics for the second item. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that as an alpha because I'm not going to be able to do the planetary viewing where I can set up the extractors and move them around to where they're going to be. The remote sensing, that's what it is, where I can scan. So where as an alpha, I won't be able to see where the stuff is. Okay, so my thought was, okay, pick one of them, build a bunch of it, and then and just keep that rolling. Okay, and you could probably do this if you had 3 accounts, do it on multiple planets, and then whenever you go Omega, go pick up all that stuff, drop it onto one planet that's your production one, and have that just churn through everything. So to keep it simple, I thought I'll go with mechanical parts because I think those are used in a lot of stuff. So if you notice here, I think I've already got it set up so it'll do that. I've got, is this it here? Yeah, producing mechanical parts, it needs reactive materials and precious, reactive metals and precious metals. Okay. Now up here is where I was doing the condensates. I can delete this factory out. Proceed, because I'm not doing that. I'm only doing one now. Proceed. Submitted. So I've gained a little bit of space on my ability to put more extractors out. Then what I want to do is look at my production here. I've got one that does reactive metals and another one that does the precious metals. So this one brings in noble metals and this one brings in, what is it there? Base metals. So noble metals and base metals. So my extractor up here, okay, and then if I'm not mistaken, these extractors, the extractors actually route to the storage bay here. Should be noble metals and that, cool. And then they just create over here. All right, so my first thought is, do I create another Barren Advanced Facility, I think I should do that so I can do multiple of these. I think I'm going to do that. And then once I build the second one of these, then I'll take, oh, wait, shoot. I'm remembering now. And I'm sure I'll remember a lot more once this video is done. I remember for every one advanced facility, you usually want to have 2 basic industry facilities. So, I don't think with the skills of this character, do I have the ability to create 3 facilities? Let's find out. So we're going to go basic. I'll build one here. And then we're going to go another basic. Facility on the planet, it would be dangerous. Okay, so even building one basic one, I can't build 2 basic ones, so this doesn't work. So I want to cancel that. I can't do 3, I can only do 1 because it would overload my capacity. Now, if I had more skills, I should be fine. But I don't, and I'm not going to waste my time with that. I just want to get this up and running for now. Just to make sure, let's go find my base here. Cool. And I don't think I can add on. Yep, I can't add on any more capacity. I'm at 4 right now, and the skilling of that would take quite a while, or I'd have to spend some skills. So I'm not really interested in doing that. This is a totally passive thing on the side. I'm gonna make a little bit of this and make a little bit of fun with, so I can learn. So I'm not gonna mess around with it too much. So what's the next best thing to do? Well, my first thought is increase the extraction so that I don't have to reset it as much. Now, there's a finite amount of material that's there, but if I increase the extractors that are out there, then set the extraction for a longer period of time, be less time that I have to remember to go back in and click on these things to restart them. So let's see the first one here. What are you extracting? Are you extracting? Let's see here. We're looking for, what was it? Noble metals and, I'm being stupid here. We're looking for base metals and noble metals. So, scan. Where's our base? So this was obviously where I was getting my base metals, and this was where I was getting my noble metals from. Okay. So, does mean that I can add on more extractors. I've got 5 down here, 4 here. Now, some areas you can get more material out of another. So how much, if I was to extract, let's add on 1, let's use the same number of extractors here for each one. I think I can do 1 more extractor, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, just that. Okay. So, and then we're going to say base metals. And for the amount per hour set to 1 hour is 35,000. Okay, so I want to keep these about the same. Okay, and then the other one here, we're going to look for noble metals, right? Noble metals for 1 hour, we're looking at 2619. So this one's a little bit less. Does work. Okay. Can't install any more there. So I'm going to get less noble metals than I am the base metals. So should I remove off 1 extractor here and add it to here? There we go. Okay. So now we're at, view down here. And we're going noble metals. Now we're at 27 there. Now, this isn't a final number. And then this one with that many is at 35. Oh, wait, did I mess up? Okay. So let's remove another one here. I probably messed something up there. Good. And then we're going to add another one here. And this is going to be your noble metals. Let's move this over into the general area. We'll tweak it a little bit here in a second. Okay, so now we're at 29 for noble metals. And for base metals, we are at 19. Ugh. So a big difference there. Let's see here. La-da-dee, la-da-di, la-da-do. Now we're up to 20. Let's do this one again here. This was your reactant metal. This was your noble metals. 29. If I remove one, it goes down to 22. I'm going to try to get those a little bit closer in there. If I create another producer, yes. Okay, let's go build an advanced. Will allow me to do that. I think it will. Can I link that? So what I did was, these are balanced out now. I created a second advanced factory. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best thing to do. I'll have some more time off video. But I created a second factory so that I can create twice as much from, I know that I have in my storage a lot of your base materials. The question is, I don't think I have a lot of the next level materials. I think I might have been wrong with that. This is where I'm going to take more time over the next day or two. This is where you tinker with this sort of thing. You can go watch a video if you want to and learn how to do stuff and get some ideas there. This is where I like to have some fun. I like to tinker with it. Could I have removed off one or two extractors and created more of your base level factories? One more base level factory, so two. The balance, that's where you have to find the balance. I'm not going to worry about it too much. All I'm going to do now is get this up and running. We got our base here. We're going to set it up. I'm going to set it right now for 7 days. Just so I don't forget. Now, if you notice here, anybody who's done any Planetarian Action, you know when you set it for longer, it takes up more space. There we go. And we're just going to submit that. That's going to give us 1 million of that. Submitted. Okay. And then we're going to set this one up for 7 days, get her up and running. Okay. And that's going to be for our noble metals. So we need to set these out and about a little bit. I'm sure that's not optimal, but it is what it is. That's going to give me 1 million. So those are balanced. Those are pretty balanced right now. Cool. We're up and running. Last but not least, some close that on out. Those will send their stuff to this main facility. Mechanical parts. There's my negative right there. I don't have enough precious metals right now being made. So do I have an okay amount of reactive metals, but not enough precious metals. So this is where you need more of your capacity, or you mess around with it a little bit more. I'm just going to leave this here for the way it is right now, just for video's sake. If I do change it, I'll come back in the next video and show you how I've adjusted it. I'm sure there's some tweaks and things that I could do very easily. But the whole idea of this is to create it so simple that I can just leave this running, and whenever I go alpha, I can just come in and resubmit the extractors to take stuff, and for like a month or so. And then if I go back to Omega, pull the stuff off, that sort of thing. The second thing that you could do is when you go to Omega, like I had this site set up, is I could, since I made the level 2 of stuff, make another type of, like the condensates, and then do a level 3 of that on the same planet. It's rare that you can do one of those on the same planet, if I remember correctly, and I don't know if things have changed since I used to do Planetarian Action. This is how I learn. This is how I love to learn. So that's all I got. Yeah. So that's all I got. I'll put a link to the other YouTuber in my, if you want to learn a lot better than just listening to me. He's got some really good videos out there, I think, just looking at his library. He talks about things really well. So, and there's a lot of other people out there. So if I find other ones, I'm going to put them out here and let you guys know. So, other than that, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want. I'm going to mess around with Omega the next 2 or 3 days. And if I find something else that's cool, I'll put it up here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.